As you know that India has suffered from the scourge of terrorism for decades now, especially the cross-border terrorism, because our Western neighbor has used uh, cross-border terrorism or terrorism per se as an instrument of its foreign policy. And therefore, India has stood and fought against this menace at the bilateral, international, and regional fora. Fortunately, India is at the UN Security Council this time and has assumed the chair of the CTC, and has been consistently working on it, whether it is in the context of global terrorism through its comprehensive convention on international terrorism, or through focusing that how to define, as Prime Minister Modi himself had said, that the terrorism has not even been defined properly by the United Nations, let alone fight it. So there are definitely interests. There are definitely countries, even among the P5, which tend to use their geopolitical objectives over the global objectives of fighting terrorism. India has always singled out that there cannot be a good terrorist, bad terrorist, my terrorist, or your terrorist. And that is something that is extremely important to remember. There are institutions, there are syndicates of terrorists, all kinds of groups that have been operating, and they need to be fought resolutely at every level, for which a global effort is absolutely important. And I think that despite the differences, India has successfully shown it, as it was seen at the June 7th GSTC meeting. India has stood by it, and the consensus has been obtained. And similarly, when the Security Council Resolution 2593 with regard to Afghanistan was there, at that time, terrorism emanating out of Afghanistan in a very fluid situation has been a major concern, and India has focused on it very clearly. It has very clearly articulated its views, and it has taken on board all sides. So I have no doubt that India will make a great contribution to this fight, but at the same time, the international geopolitics will continue to play its role. And unless the international community calls out the countries like Pakistan, who are indulging in these kind of activities, and stop indulging them. And I think that, or FATF and other institutions are strengthened, we will continue to suffer from the terrorist activities.